text message from us just before we go live every show. And that's it. Don't worry, we don't take your name. We don't take any data whatsoever. There's no way to make any money off of this except for letting you guys know that the show is starting. You can be like, the fun part is you can respond to that number. You can text us. We can't carry on a conversation with you because it's very expensive, but we see your messages. We love your messages, and we'll read your messages at the beginning of the show like this. Who's this? 509 Quasi Pseudo says, Squirrel! What's up, Quasi Pseudo? Thank you very much. Who's this? Make America Healthy Again. Yup. 405 says, hello, perhaps it's not a popular opinion, but I'm so grateful to God for this reprieve. I'm very hopeful for the future. God bless. Monica, thank you very much. Yes, there is a sigh of relief, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. Thank you for the MAGA gift, somebody. Yay, I love CCNT days, says 831. Yes, thank you very much. So do I. 785, let's go, boys. Thank you, 785. Let's see here. 520 says, do you think there will be an assassination attempt before the inauguration? At this point, that would not surprise anybody. It's that desperate, I think. 509, glad to catch the show. We can all quote Kamala now. Yeah, we can all quote and the meme came through. Be unburdened by what has been. There we go. We are unburdened by what has been, Kamala. And of course, 214 coming in with peace of Jesus Christ be with us. Amen. All right, everybody. See how fun that is? That could be you. Text the word Canary to 877-740-3226 to get on the list. You must say the word Canary. Text the word Canary. Nothing else. What's up, Jay Wolf over on X? Simple Cody's here. Denise is here. Strange O'Clock podcast over on the Rumble. Thanks, everybody. We're going to get this show started. We'll see if call-ins work. We might do some call-ins. We'll see. All right, sit down, strap in, share the show. Let's go.
The world is getting crazier. People are acting more and more insane. The end of the world is tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's only one thing to do when the world is falling apart. Listen to Basil and Gonz as they discuss this week's news and events through the lens of Bible prophecy. You are listening to Canary Cry News Talk.
You're listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Today is November 6th. 2024. Gods, your dates are crazy. It says 228 on the dock. We are live to tape on episode 789, and today, Trump wins ELONCTION. Signing on from Off the Grid, Razzle Dazzle. I'm your best buddy Basil, and you are not crazy.
And my name is Gonz, director of the Age of Deceit Films, your favorite Asian provocateur for Christ, live to tape from the land of Newscomb to bring you the best news, which is the gospel message of Jesus Christ, while reporting the egregious with a well-rounded, biblically grounded take on world events and today's emergent phenomenon. You are the media now.
Whoa.
You are the media now.
Whoa.
I am the
media now.
I don't spend a whole lot of time or thought necessarily per se with the emergent phenomenon every episode, but I do want to take a moment to go through something here because You Are the Media Now is a post that Elon Musk made yesterday in victory of the elections. Obviously, this is on the 6th here. Just wanted to talk about something real quick.
You are already sort of a cybernetic symbiote. Neural nets are taking over from regular programming. So you are connected.
So we're connected. Now we are the media. What's next, Basil? Do you have any idea? There's like a sequence, it feels like, you know, you get connected, then you become the media, and then what? Now we transform into the future. What is the plan here? What do you have any
network states, baby? Network states.
Yeah.
To the techno-populism.
Techno-populism is here. And look, we've been tracking Elon Musk and the whole technocracy for a long time. You can go. I want everybody to do this because this is a resource for anybody who wants to dig in. Go to canarycrynewstalk.com. Very straightforward, canarycrynewstalk.com. Now, there is some stuff we need to fix on our end, Basil, but you scroll all the way down to the bottom. There is a little search bar. It's kind of hard to see.
It's hidden. It's a secret
hidden. Yeah,
search
it's a
bar.
secret
It's a
search
little,
bar.
It's an Easter egg. People don't know about it unless we tell them. There's a secret search bar.
It's so secret that when you type in words, for whatever reason, the text is white and you cannot see what you are typing.
We've never given away the secret of the secret search bar. We use it all the time because it helps us check past episodes.
Yes,
but now the listeners, as a post-election gift to the Canarians, we're giving you the secret of the secret invisible search bar.
Yeah, for example, if you were watching, I just typed in Elon Musk and I pulled stuff up, and we got episodes going back to 2017, outer space and immigration fraud. We got Musk Day or May Day Musk madness. I mean, we've been tracking this dude for a long time, even before his big political moves, obviously with this election. So if you want to dig into some of the stuff that we've been reporting on with Elon, it doesn't come from just this empty place of, oh, we hate Elon. It's not about that. It's just about tracking the progress of the technocracy and one of the billionaires at the forefront of it. So if you go back some time here, episode 472, we did an episode titled Elonism. And in this episode, back on April of 2022, so not too long ago, there was something that we covered. Now, just reading the headlines from that episode, I think gives us a little bit of perhaps an origin story of where we are now with the elections and what has turned out to be, at least right now, unless there's some serious shenanigans that happens between now and a few hours from now.
Don't get too comfortable.
I'm not too comfortable. I don't think we're supposed to get comfortable with any of this, but it might give us a little. Obviously, you can trace things back years, decades, centuries, and if you're talking about principalities, powers, generations, a whole eons ago or whatever. But in terms of this election and the technocratic plan for these elections, I think we can go back and look at some of these headlines. AP, Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter, make it, quote, maximally trusted. That was April 2022. So he already had this idea of taking, buying, it was called Twitter at the time, buying Twitter and using it as a platform for maximally trusted media. And then Elon attempts to buy Twitter for the future of civilization, said CNN. Mm-hmm. And then there was a tweet from Carla Sands who said Elon is the last hope for free speech on the internet. So this is a sentiment from 2.5 years ago? 2.5 years ago now. And then there's a clip, and I wanted to share this clip with you. It's Peter Thiel. If you know about Peter Thiel, he's a billionaire. He was part of the PayPal crew with Elon years ago. And he was at the Bitcoin 2022 conference where he had a statement about the youth and about the future. And here, it's a 1-minute clip.
Bitcoin is not a company. It does not have a board. We do not know who Satoshi is. And in some ways, all these things seemed extreme in the world of the 2010s where, the inflation was low, the regulations were not the worst. Seems extremely prescient for the world of the 2020s. And if we had to summarize this in one frame, it is the finance gerontocracy that runs the country through whatever silly virtue signaling / hate factory term like ESG they have, versus what I would call, what we have to think of as a...
And on the screen is youth. So he's contrasting the gerontocracy, which has a kind of an overlay of Larry Fink from BlackRock. This is before BlackRock jumped into the Bitcoin thing publicly. And Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan. I think you have like the Chinese Communist Party there, like a lineup of Xi and like the Chinese people. And then Warren Buffett. So it's kind of like the old guard, the gerontocracy. And the cheering you hear is when he contrasts that economic system with youth. Mm-hmm. Just one word, youth.
Versus what I would call, what we have to think of as a revolutionary youth movement. And we have to just go out from this conference and take over the world. Thank you very much.
All right, take over the world. Now this relates to why J.D. Vance is the VP and the whole thing. Why Elon Musk is on board. Why RFK Jr. promoted Jason P. Lowry, who talked about Bitcoin as basically a Second Amendment issue to secure the cyber domain, covering all the domains militarily. To really nail down the cyber domain, they need the proof of work system of Bitcoin. And why RFK Jr. Highlighted him, and then joined Trump, and now Trump is pro Bitcoin, and there's a whole line of thinking here with the technocracy. The monetary aspect of it seems to be a big part of it. And again, this is 2 years ago.
Esoteric, folks. You thought this was going to be a celebration podcast. We're getting esoteric. Stick with us here.
I just want people to.
We'll get to the
aware.
fun clips. We'll get to the fun clips in a second.
We will. Okay. Yeah. All right. And here we are. At post-election, Senator Cynthia Lummis busting out the laser eyes, saying we're going to make a strategic reserve for Bitcoin in all caps. I mean, she's going all in. It's really happening, Basil. We're entering the world of the woo-woo money, the magic internet money, and the entire technocratic populist system. And I think we're here for it. I think we are equipped to analyze it without being too biased, because it is kind of the beast versus harlot here, if we're really being honest about the system.
That's a big question. There's a big question that a lot of people are asking, and that is, what now? What happens now? Okay, Trump won. Well, here's the thing. Don't get too comfortable in that yet. I mean, there's lots. We knew this was going to drag on. We knew this is going to be a drama all the way up until January 20th. So, we can, people are having a fun day today. That's great. That's good. Celebrate if that's what you want to do, or not, or don't. But keep in mind that this is just beginning. The election denial has begun. Hashtag do not concede, Kamala, is now trending. I'm happy to see that most of it is satirical. Trump supporters taking over the hashtag.
They can't do anything right.
Having
they
some
can't
fun with it.
Yeah.
But there's lots of see, this proves Trump cheated. Oh, proof here. Look at this. So there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Kamala has not conceded yet. She will be, hopefully.
She's supposed to.
She's scheduled to make a speech during the show today. So we'll be keeping an eye. Yeah. We'll see if she concedes or not, or what kind of election denial comes out of that.
Blue beam. Do it. Pull off Blue beam. Let's go. Just have a UFO pull up to the Kamala Harris or whatever concession thing, and then beam down a gray alien that says you must all follow Kamala or die.
Yeah, the aliens will. It's the only. It's the only option they have.
Come on, Obama, just do it.
Push the button. For those who are part of the Canary Cry T-shirt Council, you have your election day shirt. You've got the beast versus the harlot. We've got, what now? What happens now? Well, we hold on tight, and we, more than ever, believers must stay vigilant because, again, nothing wrong with your political leanings being served, your political aspirations coming to fruition here. And, two things can be true. Trump can be the Antichrist and also politically tolerable to people. But, of course, we're not making any hard and fast claims. But now is the time to stay locked in and see what happens over the next couple months. But, I mean, a sense of relief and surprise, I think, rolls over it's almost suspicious, the full spectrum dominance of Trump's victory here, not only with the Electoral College, but also with the popular vote, also winning the Senate, also winning the House, just across the board.
He was 7 for 7 on the swing states, was he not? Or 8 for 8, I guess.
Something like that.
8 for 8. That's why. Well, there's 2 still open: the Nevada and Arizona, dragging their feet. I don't know what they're doing over there in Arizona and Nevada. They need to get their act together.
They could not; those could not change the results, even if both.
Somebody's throwing a tantrum right now in Arizona.
I'm convinced that Nevada keeps, doesn't report late because they're keeping the betting markets open. Yeah. I think they're keeping the books open for betting purposes, for the casinos and for the the legal gambling. And so, they'll close it when they're ready to close the contracts. One thing that was very interesting, another thing that keeps me sort of on my toes, Gons, and it didn't quite fit into any of our specific sections of the show, the betting markets, Polymarket, Kalshi, even Robinhood opened up election
everyone's
betting
doing it now.
markets
Yeah,
like
it's
2
interesting.
days before the election. These betting markets. One thing is very interesting. Sorry, I should have brought some
No,
screen
I have it. I
grabs
have it
or
on the
something.
screen. I
Oh,
have it
you
on the
do.
screen. Yeah.
So those who bet on the legal election betting markets, they noticed something a little funky on a couple of the platforms.
There's a rules now.
There's rules. There's
big
fine
rules
print.
tab.
The long and short of the fine print is that there's 2 different bets. There's who do you think will win the election and who do you think will be inaugurated. They're 2 separate bets. So even the betting market is keeping open the possibility that whoever wins the election is not the person who's going to be inaugurated
Well, I mean,
on January
I think they're
20th.
clarifying. Yeah, they're clarifying the 2 different bets. Like they are different bets. So
Yeah,
at least on the
but they
Poly
shouldn't.
market-
That's the point. They should not be different bets. Only in 2024, post 2016, post 2020, can the person who wins the election be a separate bet from the person who's inaugurated.
That's
Now,
true. You're right. You're right. Now
they're
the condition
accounting.
of
They're
winning.
they're
Yeah.
accounting for Jamie Raskin. Jamie Raskin saying multiple times now that Congress is should and will, if the Democrats were in charge, not certify the election, which is another reason why the Republicans needed to take the congressional seats that they did to keep that from happening, unless there's some, rhinos or saboteurs in the Republican Party.
Right. Right. Yeah, just to clarify, the Poly market notice here, the rules. It's basically saying that if Associated Press, Fox, NBC all call the election of the same candidate, then that's when the betting closes. In the unlikely event that doesn't happen, the market will remain open until inauguration and resolve to whoever gets inaugurated. And then there's a separate bet you can make based on that. So, yeah, I mean, it's just conditions, clear conditions and rules because that
Read
makes
the fine
sense.
print.
Yeah, you got to read the fine print.
To
because,
navigating the technocratic, state of our utopia today requires you read all the fine print.
Well, yeah, it's funny too. This is exactly how we should have built the New World Order Fantasy League. Is basically, hey, Associated Press, Fox, NBC, they have to sort of have a consensus call on something, and then you get points, for your character or card or whatever game character.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, there you go. It is not time to get comfortable. I know it is a time a lot of people are celebrating, but boy, oh boy, Gons, what did you do for your election day? What was your day like?
Yeah, just it was a normal day, really.
Did you do
I was
anything?
Checking.
Just sat there staring at the numbers, or?
No, I was running around the house and helping. I was doing some work. We were doing some work yesterday too. We were doing some back end work and stuff. So yeah,
we had a little work day there.
It was a normal type of day. You know what though? When stuff started rolling in late night, there were fireworks. I think in my street. So people.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. I've been saying that California is red and they're not going to let it turn red, and I did take some pictures of how they have the graph of what counties and everything voted for what candidate, like red or blue, basically. So I was looking at California and I'm trying to make sense of some of this because, I'm not an election expert. I don't really pay attention to politics is something that I keep it at arm's length because I can get really, fired up about something and waste some time or something. But there was I was looking at the election results for California, and and I don't know if you can see this, Basil, on the screen. For California, the U.S. House, you can tell the red, like all the eastern to central parts of California. Central meaning I don't know if you're looking at it from east to west. All of the east side and into the middle of California is red.
Yeah, the agricultural centers.
Right.
California.
Yeah. And the coastline is blue, which is not unexpected. Although in the lower parts, right on the border there, notice how red it is, Basil, on on the borders or the ocean side there, the left side.
Well, that's
But
that's what do they call that? Is that the Inland Empire? Is that what that's
no,
called?
I think that's San Diego. That's much lower. That's like the bottom. That's
interesting.
hitting Mexico. So that's much further down. Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm closer down to the the red areas there. It's probably why I'm seeing so much red. But that's for the House, the U.S. House. But you compare that red-blue contrast to the presidency, and like the entire lower part of the state is blue. So I'm confused. I'm like, why is the House all red? Not all, but like very red in the south part of California, but the presidency is so blue.
Yeah, they want their
They want
local
Republican
officials.
House. But I mean, you know what I mean? This is just one of those things that I feel like there was a little bit of hanky-panky.
Do you know what the popular vote turned out like in California?
It was like a landslide Kamala. Let me check the numbers now. But the last I checked, Kamala was way ahead.
Oh, I'm sure she's way ahead, but I'd be curious like how it compared to previous years, because of course, there's all this talk about the popular vote, the fact that Trump got the popular vote is like the thing that's making people's heads explode the most.
California, 5.6 million votes for Kamala, 3.9 for Trump, 57% versus 40.
Yeah, and that's 50. Know how that compares, but okay.
Yeah, 54% reporting. So okay, I don't know. It's all kind of just a fun game until numbers hit our pocketbooks. But anyway, I didn't mean to turn this all into like a election thing here at the beginning. We should probably continue on with the regular scheduled programming.
The whole thing's going to be an election thing.
I know, but it just,
Okay, well, because of that, we don't want to be... Oh, actually, do you want to show, Sir? You have shown Sir Dove's art, haven't you?
Yeah, the Beast versus Harlot?
Yes, the Beast versus Harlot, the final presidential debate. Do you want to give some scriptural reference to this, just for those Canarians out there who are wearing their, Election Day Canary Cry T-shirts, and, to kind of tie in some of the biblically prophetic things that we're keeping. Somebody out there, maybe they're new to the show, maybe they just don't pay a whole lot of attention while they listen, but, when we throw things out like, Trump might align with your politics, but he might also be the Antichrist. Both things can be possible. But Sir Dove, one of our beloved and much missed artists, Sir Dove, I will tell you this because I don't want Gans to get emotional, but Gans said he thinks about you every day, Sir Dove, and so do I.
It's true.
We hope everything is good, and we know that the Lord's taking care of you. So. Tell us about the Beast versus the Harlot and why this may have represented what we're looking at in the election this year.
The concept really stems from the end of Revelation 17, where in Revelation 17 really outlines the harlot, the woman that rides the beast. They're sort of they're together, they take over the world together at first, but then as things happen at the end here, starting in Let's start in verse 15 of Revelation 17. Then the angel said to me, the waters you saw where the prostitute was seated are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And, of course, the waters being perhaps the sea referenced in Revelation 13 where the beast rises out of. And then verse 16, and the 10 horns and the beast that you saw will hate the prostitute. They will leave her desolate and naked and will eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Yikes.
So the beast destroys the harlot. And then if you continue on here, verse 17, for God has put it into their hearts to carry out his purpose by uniting to give their kingdom to the beast until the words of God are fulfilled. Now, if we think about this situation, God has put it into their hearts. Whose hearts? What, the harlot? The harlot's hearts? The merchants of the earth who got wealthy? To carry out his purpose. So this is all God's sovereign plan here.
Right.
By uniting to give their kingdom to the beast. So the harlot is giving, and all the kings are giving the kingdom to the beast until the words of God are fulfilled. And this takeover, Basil, of the techno-populist movement, this sort of conservative, constitutional integrist thing that we're seeing, that's all wrapped in technocracy. And all the people saying God is with this movement, because a lot of people feel that way. You might be right, but you might be right in the sense that, yeah, it's fulfilling his purpose so that his plan is fulfilled as part of the beast that destroys the harlot.
Yeah,
but then what happens to the beast? Nothing good. Nothing good happens to the beast. The beast gets thrown into the lake of fire later. So
that's right.
It's just got to keep that in mind. It's not all good until the end. You don't ride the beast till the end. You or not ride, but you go with the beast until the end. It's something that seems to happen, and then Christ returns.
Well, it's funny because, of course, we know that one of the sort of biggest misunderstandings that sort of the secular world has when it comes to Christians and voting is they say, why aren't you voting for a good Christian person like Kamala or whatever they want to say? He's a felon. He's a bad guy. Why do you want to vote for a bad guy? Because this all stems from sort of the media sort of anti-Christian identitarianism. Yeah, which is, Christians only like really righteous people. They hate sinners, blah, blah, which couldn't be further from the truth, of course. Christian theology pretty much across the board is we're all sinners. Everybody is fallen short.
None righteous, not one.
There's none righteous. So this whole idea that really pervades, I would say, almost all of non-believing culture is like, Christians only like really good people. They're so mean because they don't think I'm a good person, which is entirely made up for anti-Christian purposes. Now, at the same time, of course, we know that God uses imperfect people, even at times evil kings for his own purpose. So whatever sort of state a person's visible moral character and history is, even if they have felonies, it is not necessarily against really any Christian ethos to keep that person out of power. Now, of course, how do we interact with Kamala that way? And this is, again, where the big mistake is. The left wants everybody to think that people aren't voting for Kamala because she's black and she's a woman and they're racist and they're Christian evil people, when any person who voted for Trump, or even just like pays attention to what's going on, knows that 99.9% of people who didn't vote for Kamala is for policy reasons. And it's part of that sort of illusory nature, the illusion that we live in pretty much from top to bottom when it comes to government, media, everything, culture, 100% corrupt, illusory magic spells being cast over everybody. Anyways, there's some rambling about that. Gons, we're going to get into the show here. I'm going to give you a rundown in just a second, but it is a new world. It's an entirely new world today, but I think we should still give our disclaimer.
Should we?
I think we should.
Okay. Remember, there's a little bit of a blank spot at the end there. So just wait. I'll try to do it.
It's time for a disclaimer.
Now listen up, YouTube.
That's right. And just for all the content moderators and censorship managers out there, be they robots or humans, everything you hear on this show comes directly from the mainstream corporate news media. We do not claim to be experts on healthcare, geopolitics, military strategy, corporate law, or the moral and ethical implications of any of these topics, nor do we implicitly or explicitly support or subscribe to any sources or narratives containing misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation, as defined by the Department of Homeland Security. We're good boys. All right, YouTube, we're good boys.
Aha.
That's right, and don't you forget it. Gons, let me give you a rundown. We have an executive producer to thank, and then we'll dive in.
Oh, look, here's Basil.
Let me bring you up to speed.
Stick around, folks, because, of course, we'll be talking a little bit of Elon, building off of Gons's thesis here at the top. But We gotta get the clips. We gotta get the clips. Fox's official announcement of the Trump victory, Alex Jones's response, the Alexa even chiming in to the celebration. We've got some very interesting things from Trump's acceptance speech or victory speech that I think will be especially poignant to the Canarians out there. And we can't pass up the opportunity to check in with Kamala's victory party, NBC's response to what's going on, MSNBC, and this is when the cope kicks in, folks. Whose fault is it? Whose fault is this? Is it black people? Is it Hispanics? Is it the Koch brothers? Is it white women? Who do we get to blame? And, you know, the prophecy that Kamala laid out speaking to a black church a week ago or so, talking about how joy comes in the morning. MOURNING. The View is mourning today. Now, we wanted more than, I think, a lot of things to really try to construct a picture of what happened. We were expecting all sorts of shenanigans. Where are the shenanigans? Well, folks, there were shenanigans. We'll be covering some of the poll watching drama, which some say is the reason things turned out the way they are. The Amish coming in to save the day. The different busing projects, not just from the Democrats, but also from the Republicans. And then a little bit of a response from China, Russia, and, of course, rounding out the show with a story about astronauts getting rushed to the hospital, which we cannot ignore. But first, Gons, let's thank our executive producer.
Let's go.
Executive producers.
That's right, folks. We're on the value for value model, which means we take no money from corporations, communists, or cartels. You might think that that's common these days, but I will tell you, not as common as you think. Of course, every show in the world is asking for subscribers, asking for donations, all these things, but then they also turn around and advertise to you. They use their powers to collect as much consciousness, as much time, as much trust from their viewers and listeners as possible, and they turn around and, in the spirit of mammon, selling that consciousness to advertisers. History of advertising runs deep into the occult, the psychological operations, and the manipulation of social engineering. But nay, that's why we say nay to the man in Washington. Yeah. And we are entirely supported by people who get value from this show. It's called the value for value model. If you get any value from what we do, what we have done, or what we will do, you can put value back in. It's the only way we survive. We are only extant because of people realizing, taking responsibility for their own media, and putting value back in with their time, their talent, or their treasure. It's not all about money. If you're an artist, if you got some time to help us out with back-end processes, whatever it is, you can help us out with your value. But the executive producers are those who come in with $100 or more for any individual episode. And in this historic Gons post-election 2024 episode of Canary Grind News Talk, we have one valiant executive producer celebrating the occasion.
There shall only be one.
There can only be one. And that one will not surprise you. We welcome back with open arms and a red carpet Sir LX Protocol, Baron.
Is that
I
it?
forgot
That's
the rest of his
title?
name. I forgot
Protocol,
the rest of it.
Baron.
But, oh, that's what it is. Sir LX Protocol, VX.
You can't botch his name. Okay, start over.
V2.
Start over. We're starting over. Start over.
You know, I've had it memorized for so long, and it's not written down. So so it's Sir LX Protocol V2, Baron of the Berean Protocol. There it is.
Where'd you find
back.
this?
There it
And
is.
he is on a 342 episode streak.
Woo, that's a long streak. I don't even
Yep.
know. I don't even know
It
if there's a
just
jingle
keeps
for it.
going. I mean, you could just say streak. There it is.
We've abandoned the
Funny
streak
enough-
windows. Yeah.
No, we haven't. We're keeping it. We're paying attention to them.
Well, I know we're paying attention to the streaks. I'm talking about the jingles that apply.
The various windows of streak.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you've cut down the workload over there. Sir LX Protocol V2, Baron of the Berean Protocol, actually came in twice. He came in for $22.99 before the show started and came in with an executive producership right at the last second, making him our one and only executive producer. Thank you very much, Sir Alex Protocol.
Thank you.
Okay.
Man of the Berean Protocol.
That's it. Let's jump right in. What do you got? What do we got? What happened? What happened, Gons?
Let's see. We are going into the Trump side of things.
We will launch a new age. I am innocent. Innocent. They're coming after me. They love killing.
Victory, victory, victory. Allegedly. We'll see. This is Fox News officially calling it. Well, let's see. Here we go. Fox News calling the elections. Here we are.
The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
The former president's comeback will be complete with a win in Wisconsin, a state that he narrowly lost 4 years ago. He is now the second president in U.S. history to win non-consecutive terms. The first was Grover Cleveland in the late 1800s. Senator J.D. Vance will become the 50th vice president of the United States. Voters expressed deep frustration with the Biden administration, and former President Trump and the future President Trump overperformed in urban areas, particularly with men, proving that the strategy that they doubled and tripled down on over the course of the last few months absolutely succeeded and brought him back to the White House.
Yep, there it is. The young men, the young male vote, ages, I think it was 18 to 29, came out in droves, Basil. They're tired of being spat on by the libjos.
Well, it's interesting because, of course, ourselves and a lot of others have been tracking the plight of the young man. We had an article just either last episode, 2 episodes ago, about the dehumanization, the demasculation of young men and their plight here. I mean, it cannot be understated, the effect. You got to remember, the young voters, 18-year-olds, or even 20-year-olds, whatever, they were 14 years old and 16 years, less than that. No, they were 10 years old when Hillary Clinton was running for president and lost to Trump the first time.
Yeah.
Since being 10 years old, they have been subject to this fake, wonky, demasculation of men, the toxicity from the sort of, I would say, the stereotypical feminist, toxic feminist, calling masculinity, the whole thing, the whole culture, the culture war that is now almost a decade old. These young men were getting that message from they were 10, 12 years old, and they've just had enough. They've had enough. And when you go back, you take a look at J.D. Vance podcast appearances on Joe Rogan, on the guy with the mullet, I forget his name, even Donald Trump, even Elon Musk. The fact Dana White came in on Joe Rogan. I think it was Joe Rogan. Russell Brand also.
Russell Brand.
The hope that I think young men who, since they were 10, before puberty, think of even the biological, not just the cognitive, but the brain's response and the body's response to living in a culture that is trying to demasculate you, tell you you're wrong, telling you you're bad, telling you gotta support certain things, certain people, or else you're part of the problem. Children getting this message. And this is the way the pendulum swings. You think intergenerational culture war, we're on the younger side, Gons. Me more so than you. Let's not get it twisted. But it's sort of I'm just personally, I'm as a regular sized millennial. I'm not an old millennial. I'm not a young millennial. I'm a regular millennial. To finally see these sort of intergenerational cultural movements start coming to fruition, like the pushback is coming from these young American men, 18 to like 24, I believe is the demographic. And they are allegedly the reason why we have what we have today. Of course, we're going to hear Democrats blame it on all sorts of people. But I think in this culture where podcasts, the internet, significantly more important than they've ever been, and the primary group taking in that content is young people, and specifically young men. This is the power. This is the power of the decentralized sort of internet media industry, and why it's so dangerous. And I don't think we've seen the last of them trying to shut it down, because if it's young men who won Trump this election, it is young men and their influences that will be targeted in very intense ways as soon as possibly the next couple months before January. I mean, this is going to be a radical time.
Yeah, and it seems like they being sort of the techno-populist side of things have their ducks in a row, because if Trump does get taken out, first off, you have the obvious civil upheaval, but you have your people like a J.D. Vance ready to go to sort of steer. He has a cadence to him that is very calm and sort of stoic and masculine in a way, I guess you can call it that. But yeah, the youth vote, especially for young men, I think you're right. Talking about the age from the 18-year-old today being 10 years old during 2016, when the last time Trump won, and sort of the media landscape since then, and economically, as well as, part of the story about the demasculating that we covered, a couple weeks ago, was that the Democrat vote, what were normally young Democrats aged 18 to 29 because of the values, have all shifted to conservative. And that was sort of these elections were personified with that. I have a clip here of some young men around an Alexa, Basil. Some of these kids grew up with an Alexa. Now, I don't know, maybe this one's from 2016 or something, because kind of grainy footage. I don't know. I just saw this as part of what's being shared out there. And they ask Alexa, who's the president of the United States? And there is a very masculine reaction.
Who's the president of the United States?
The U.S. president is Donald Trump.
Yeah! Let's go. You ready? You ready?
Wow.
To pop open that bottle.
Do you remember having that kind of? You remember having that kind of energy?
Oh yeah, of course.
I'll tell you what. Just a side note here. I've refrained from sharing this on the show for quite some time, but I feel like now is the time.
Okay, here we go.
People, people like to keep up on what health secrets I'm, partaking in.
Sure.
The Buff Basil gang is still out there. There was a little bit of a Twitter moment, a cultural moment, and this cultural moment, Gons, is called Horse Aid. Are you aware of Horse Aid?
No.
Well, I'll tell you what. Long story short, strapping young men like myself, changing the world,
eating horse food or something,
have switched over to taking horse electrolytes. And I'll tell you what, it's pretty good. You get like high on these electrolytes. Of course you dose it. You don't take a horse dose. You take a human dose.
Horse dose.
Let's do a little Google search. I'm not going to tell anybody that they should do this. Nobody should do this. In fact, don't do it. I think it's called, if you just search horse electrolytes at home.
I'd rather just show this amazing horse sprinting on the beach.
That's me. That's where you're mistaken. That's not an actual horse. That's me. I kind of fell into this subculture accidentally, and gave it a try. And I'm telling you, when I drink my horse electrolytes, I feel like $1 million. It changes everything.
I might want to try this. Maybe I'll try it on air. I'll get some. I'll drink some on air and then see.
Nobody try it. I'm telling you right now, don't try it. But man, do I feel good. Here, I'm putting the link here. Horse on our notes.
I didn't know we were. I didn't know you were already like a half Nephilim. You're kind of hybrid horse.
Horses are God's most elegant and strong and powerful creature. Okay,
I didn't say anything bad about horses.
There it
I'm
is.
saying
Click that.
blending with the horse is.
This is the product. It's called Apple a Day Electrolyte. From Finish Line Apple a Day Electrolyte,
whoa,
apple flavor powder horse supplement. You can get
listen.
it in a 30-pound tub.
Baz, you gotta charge for that, man. You can't just give free clout on the air.
This is what you can see it. Yeah. Well, here's my affiliate code. No, Gons. I'm here to bring the truth to the people. Apple a Day Electrolytes. Don't take a horse dose. Don't take it at all. Nobody should take this.
Horse
I'm just
products.
saying it was a Twitter anomaly. Some people discovered that the cheapest, most effective way to get your electrolytes is Apple a Day horse electrolytes. And I think that has something to do with Trump winning the election.
You think all these guys are on horse electrolytes and they're all jazzed up and ready to?
I've never felt. It's been a long time since I felt like a young man like that, and it was when I started taking horse electrolytes. It brought me back. Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Thank you, Apple a Day Electrolytes, or you're welcome, I guess.
Yeah,
for free advertising.
That's fine. It's a small company, I think. I mean, I think they after the Twitter thing,
but then now you're going to get some guy who's going to overdose on horse electrolytes, and
I'm telling you not to do it.
The googly-eyed man on the internet told me not to do it. Of course,
explicitly telling you, do not take these horse electrolytes.
He's a contrarian.
Nope, you should not do what I'm doing, but I feel great. Mm-hmm. All right, who's next on the list here?
Alex Jones gave a toast. I'm pretty sure he's on horse electrolytes. They declared war on us. I gotta turn it up. Hold on, let me see. Horse electrolytes.
They declared war on us, and we accepted the challenge. Yes!
Sorry.
That's an interesting site. So for those who are just listening, it's InfoWars, and Alex Jones has been posting under his new accounts because InfoWars is about to get auctioned off next week.
Start next Tuesday, right?
So it's kind of he's been going under a different brand called Alex Jones Live.
AJN Live, Alex Jones Network, AJN Live.
Yeah, and now he's at the InfoWars. He's got the InfoWars thing, the American flag waving. He's got the whole crew there.
Big studio set there.
They're all toasting to Trump's thing. So whoever purchases the InfoWars brand will have this last parting gift. Which is this celebration of Trump's victory here.
You think some billionaire might come in to try to ride the conservative wave here and keep InfoWars alive in some way? Maybe like a Jeff Bezos. He's not really he did the back off of the WAPO support Kamala thing, and maybe this is a way he can kind of. Because WAPO, I don't know how stoked he is on WAPO. You know what I mean? Like an InfoWars vehicle is much more enticing than a WAPO. So.
Before the election, I would have said, it's probably going to be a liberal coming in to try to kill it. But after the Trump election, it's like, why not?
This is a moneymaker.
Why wouldn't a billionaire come in and just keep the brain going? I don't know.
Billionaire technocrat, somebody with some cash. Yeah, so we'll see how that all plays out. But and also, Basil, somebody put together. We will not play the audio because you know how YouTube is. You play one. I mean, we're already getting copyrighted because we played that Fox clip. But this is a Bee Gees song. But there's some CGI.
I'll sing it for you.
Okay, it's.
You can tell by the way I move my walk, but
it's Trump, RFK Jr., Elon Musk. Tulsi Gabbard and Joe Rogan all dancing, and of course, if you scroll down, the squirrel, Basil, the squirrel has done it. The squirrel, it was really the cherry on top. We knew the outcome when we saw the squirrel sacrifice.
I mean, those who skipped ahead when I started talking about Peanut and the sacrificial lamb and the scapegoat and Harambe, I broke down to you the exact biblical, historical, and occult reasons that Peanut the squirrel's execution meant that Trump was going to win. I mean, it did not. It did not fail. It's twice now. The sacrifice of an innocent, beloved animal right before the election has won Trump.
It's so weird because, you know, after that whole conversation, I was so confident that Trump was going to win. I'm like, yeah, we got this. We got this.
I'm telling you, it's just facts, man. People think that looking into sort of the like spiritual mechanics of how the world runs, they think it's you know, silly or a hobby or just kind of abstract, fun way to think about stuff. I'm telling you, once you start seeing the spiritual mechanics of how things work, everything starts to become more clear.
Yeah, I said,
okay.
Just to put a cherry on top of that, I said Trump will, this is on the 4th, Trump will win because they're running back 2016. 1, female opponent, Hillary and Kamala. 2, exposing corruption. You got Epstein and Diddy. 3, mimetic animal sacrifice, Harambe, Peanut.
And that's exactly what it is, mimetic animal
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice. Psalm 40, just an interesting Harambe note. Psalm 40 says, want to hear something insane? Harambe's victim has never been interviewed. I can't find one. Well, I will say, Harambe didn't have a victim, okay? He was holding the child so gingerly, like a mother. At least that's what Trump said. But that is interesting. The kid has to be, the kid's probably about 12 now, so it might be a little... I could understand the parents not letting a 12-year-old give a interview about that, especially
public with it,
especially 8 years after. I don't know. It'll be interesting. He should go on a podcast. He should start a podcast.
It's going to happen at some point. I think when he turns 18, he'll.
Can
By the
you
way,
imagine if the kid who got Harambe shot? That's an unfair way to describe it, but the kid involved in Harambe's shooting starts a Harambe like branded podcast. That'd be incredible.
Yeah, well, there's already a crypto.
It's a moneymaker.
Whole culture. Yeah, there's a whole meme culture around Harambe. So, okay, did you see the victory speech by Trump last night?
I saw some. I did not sit through the whole thing. No.
Okay. First of all, just some visual observations. It was very emotional, very powerful, very good job on Trump staying grounded and everything. But man,
he didn't go wild. He didn't start talking about crazy stuff.
I have a couple clips here, but just visually, the people walking up on stage and everything. He had his whole crew up there, and I'll tell you who really stands out is Barron Trump. Not just because he's tall, like obviously he's tall, but he has like a way about just the way he's standing there. It looks like he's been taught how to hold his hands, how to, stand up straight. Like there's stuff about him that's like he is.
It's that military school.
He is getting, he's getting the whole rundown. So you might need to pay attention to him. Okay, a couple clips from Trump from the acceptance speech here, and this first clip is talking about Elon, and he tells a little story about Elon, and this goes back to the theory about the beast, and first of all the beast and the harlot, but also when you dig into Revelation 13, you start finding out about how there's actually 2 beasts that come out, one from the sea, one from the earth, and the one from the sea gets a head wound that appears to be mortally wounded. That's verse 3 of Revelation 13. But the mortal head wound was healed. Now, again, whether that is the bullet that grazed President Trump's ear or not, that's speculation. But I think you highlighted, Basil, that you didn't really notice the aspect of it appearing to be a mortal head wound, not that it was a mortal head wound. So there's something there because many of us thought in that moment, oh no, he just got a headshot, right? That was sort of the initial reaction. So that's the beast, the first beast. Now there's a second beast that comes out of the earth, and he's like the lamb. He's speaks evil, but he kind of looks like the lamb, and he has two horns like a lamb, spoke like a dragon. And this beast exercised all the authority of the first beast and caused the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast. Now think about Elon playing that John the Baptist role for Trump, really, on the campaign trail. I mean, he really was out there doing it, whose mortal head wound was healed. The second beast performed great signs to cause even fire from heaven to come down to earth in the presence of the people. And that's where I want to set up, or that's the setup for this clip here, Trump discussing Elon Musk and the rocket.
Yeah, who did you say? Oh, let me tell you, we have a new star. A star is born, Elon.
A star is born.
A morning star, perhaps.
A morning star?
No, he is. Now he's an amazing guy. We were sitting together tonight. You know, he spent 2 weeks in Philadelphia and different parts of Pennsylvania campaigning. You know, he sent the rocket up 2 weeks ago. And I saw that rocket, and I saw it coming down. I saw it. It was, when it left, it was beautiful, shiny white. When it came down, it didn't look so pretty. It was going 10,000 miles an hour, and it was burning like hell. I said, what happened to your paint job? He said, we've never made a paint that could withstand that kind of heat. And, but I saw it come down and turn around. And it was, you know, it's like 22 stories tall, by the way. It looks a little smaller than that, but it's big. And it came down, and you saw that fire burning. And I'm saying, only Elon can do this. It must be an Elon. And I tell the story. I told it last night. I had a man on the phone. I had the screen muted, no sound. I was talking to a very important man, happens to be here. And that very important guy, one of the most important people in, I would say, the country, actually. But, you know, I was president, and now it looks like I was going to be maybe president again, so I figured I could ask him to hold. So I asked him to hold. And because, especially because you're going to be president again, they hold. So I took the phone down, and I'm looking at the screen. I'm seeing this crazy thing that's going around and coming down. It looks like it's going to crash into the gantry. And I said, oh, no. And I said, do me a favor, do you mind holding for a couple of minutes? I want to see this. I thought it was a space-age movie or something. I put the phone down. Bad part, I didn't pick it up for 45 minutes, and he was holding. But this spaceship came down, and I saw those engines firing, and it looked like it was over. It was going to smash. And then I saw the fire pour out from the left side, and it put it straight. And it came down so gently, and then it wrapped those arms around it, and it held it. And just like you hold your baby at night, your little baby.
Little baby.
And it was a beautiful thing to see. And I called Elon. I said, Elon, was that you? He said, yes, it was. I said, who else can do that? Can Russia do it? No. Can China do it? No. Can the United States do it other than you? No. Nobody can do that. I said, that's why I love you, Elon. That's great.
There he is. The star is born. This is why I love you, because you can call fire down from heaven.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty interesting.
That's not all.
That's not all. Just real quick, I just want to mention, I found where a live stream of Kamala's alleged concession speech will be.
Okay.
I will keep an eye on it, but maybe we want to kind of keep an eye out. And if she starts her concession speech, you want to grab it live here on the show?
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
We would love to hear from I just want her to turn into an alien. Please turn into an alien on stage.
She's got to do something.
Come on. She's got to grab the attention of the people. Okay.
So I'm going to make available to you the USA Today live stream and keep an eye on it.
Got it. Okay. So here's the other clip. And speaking about the technopopulism, the technocracy, the rising technocracy. And one thing I failed to mention earlier with Elon Musk tweet about you are the media now. I wrote an article back in May talking about the decentralization of the intelligence operation and how we are all being turned into basically intelligence ops. Not that we are part of the FBI or the CIA or something like that, but more so, who are you serving? That question becomes very important in the the metaverse, I guess you can call it. I'll just read real quick what I said in that article because I think it makes sense in this context. So I said in a recent podcast episode of Canary News Talk that, quote, "we are all being turned into intelligence operatives. What I meant was that every citizen, especially those on the internet, are effectively agents that represent something or someone." In that context, maybe it was good that Eric Prince helped Project Veritas to uncover, talk about some stuff here, or perhaps it speaks to how the true social engineers have already been working on creating the parallel economy to the mainstream media by building out the alternative media. The necessities of such an operation would naturally mean that they would have to mingle with the general population. This bridged the traditional intelligence operatives into civilian life and weaponized civilian life to become more like intelligence operations. This is especially true when it comes to news media. What all this means is that you and I are all being forced into this weird period of time when anything we say, do, write, or publish online can be used for agendas that far exceed the initial intent of that piece of content. We've all become messengers in the fifth generation war, and it's going to come at a time where there's so many changes and things happening that perhaps, as Trump calls it, it shall be a golden age.
It is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? But it's a political victory that our country has never seen before, nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have.
The golden age of America.
There
Here
it
we
is.
are. What
So-
the New Atlantis laid out, the Francis Bacon thesis.
Yeah, it's been interesting to watch because, of course, we used to talk about the golden age of America and how Trump will bring us into a golden age and this stuff just in the context of analyzing and deconstructing the media, both alt media and mainstream media. And that was just more or less the vibe that was being given in the context of, biblical prophecy. And then a couple weeks ago, it just became the talking point. It just became the official campaign line of Trump and his ads and his, supporting organizations. It all became about the golden age, which for somebody who's not tuned in to the, the narrative
Esoteric
layout
side of things.
Right. Yeah. The sort of strange, again, spiritual mechanics aspect of things. You go, oh, golden age sounds great. We need a golden age. Let's do a golden age.
Yeah.
But, for Canarians and people hooked in, they're like, uh-oh, golden age.
Why are you pulling the golden age card out, Trump? That's a very
it's sort
specific term.
Exactly. Very specific, which, again, refers
What is he? Is he
to-
Hitler? What does he want? A 1,000-year reign?
It's what people get wrong all the time. The Antichrist is not supposed to be a mean guy. He's supposed to be a nice guy until he's not anymore. Not making it. I mean, I'm really tempting fate here with even mentioning the Antichrist theory and Trump on this day.
Yeah, today.
The day of our victory. Oh my gosh.
I know.
I'm
It's the horse electrolytes.
Remember, folks. What I say is not practical. You should not listen to me with any sort of practical intention. It's just vibes, okay? Just vibes. Don't take horse electrolytes. I'm saying that right now. Okay. Yeah, golden age. The golden age is here, guys.
Golden age is here. America, baby. We did it. We won, Basil. We won. Well, we'll find out if we truly won. But
who's we, though? Who's we?
Americans,
Little
America,
inside.
bro. Come on. It's
Little
the
culture
people.
Joke. Little
The
culture
people.
joke for people out there. Okay, let's jump over to Kamala and some of the reactions from the crowd, and keeping an eye on the live stream of her concession. She is not up yet. So this part of the fun last night and this morning was actually getting the reports from the mainstream media, how the mainstream was reacting. So what do you got here? Oh, this was a PBS. I mean, this was an interesting little clip. Sorry for those who are listening. I'll just describe it. It's just like a little 10-second clip from PBS News, and it's a shot at the Kamala viewing party, election party last night, and it is a black young woman who is looking very bored. Who's
hand on her chin, just looks like she's in a classroom.
My question was, why is PBS even keeping the camera on this person? Like, this is not a good look for Kamala. And if, PBS, if history serves, they want Kamala to look good, and it didn't work. But that seemed to be, it basically is a replay. It felt, even just watching it online, like the replay from 2016. Do you remember? You remember the Hillary Clinton, the balloons, the purple power suit?
Yeah, the Hillary Clinton one definitely was. I think there were more people behind it than this time around with Kamala. So yeah, the disappointment and there were more iconic moments when it comes to the liberal tears and the meltdown and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if we've had that
in Hillary. Hillary,
that's what I'm saying.
That's been something we noticed. And look, there's a lot of compilations of
there's a lot going on.
Of liberal TikTokers being very sad. The liberal tears compilations are out there. We don't. Right. I don't know. We're not going to play them. It's very. It's taking a little bit too much joy in other people's pain. And to be completely honest, I said this before, I really feel bad for these people. Yeah. They, the brainwashing, the way that they've given over their emotions, their well-being to the mainstream media to be manipulated like puppets. The tears that are there now is the mainstream letting go of the puppet strings, and the puppet crumples on the floor, and it's very sad. I feel bad for these people. I do not take pleasure. Well, I cannot lie. I take a little bit of pleasure, but I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud to take pleasure. I think I would rather not take pleasure in the liberal tears. However, mainstream media is a little bit of a different story. But you're right. The iconic liberal tears, the wailing and gnashing of teeth. There's not been sort of a picturesque representation, not like the gal in the yellow reflector vest with the beanie, the one you're all thinking about. Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's jump to this NBC report. This was about the watch party. This came in late last night, and when I heard this report, I'm like, they're not very happy.
You wanted to play it from the beginning?
I think so. It is 2 minutes 40 seconds long. We can stop it if we need, but
okay. Yeah, there are some stuff that
We just got word from Harris headquarters and the co-chair of the campaign, Cedric Richmond, that we will not be seeing Kamala Harris tonight, but we will see her tomorrow. Let's go to Harris headquarters. Peter Alexander, our correspondent, right there. So what are you hearing? What is the decision-making process there?
Music pumping. Not a lot of people around.
Savannah, we did just hear from Cedric Richmond making the announcement to the thousands who had gathered here. Frankly, many of them had already left as we approached 1 o'clock, saying that they would not hear from the Vice President Kamala Harris tonight, instead saying that she would speak to her supporters, not just here at Howard University, her alma mater, but to the nation as well, in an address that would take place at some point tomorrow. No specifics on when that would occur. For those who have kept track of the Trump era, you'll remember in 2016, a very similar circumstance there at the Javits Center in New York City at Hillary Clinton headquarters, where one of her top aides, John Podesta, came out and spoke to the crowd saying she wouldn't be speaking. Ultimately, she conceded the next morning, Wednesday morning. So a lot of votes still out there. No plans for any concessions, certainly at this point. But I can tell you in conversations we've had with a series of individuals, including a Democrat who was attending a donor event that was taking place at one of the glitzy hotels not far from where we are here in Washington, D.C. They say the atmosphere there was like a funeral. Another person said that the situation, in their words, was just quote, not good right now. We did hear earlier from Jen O'Malley Dillon. She is the campaign chair. She had what was in effect a sort of pep talk for the forces, the campaign staff, telling them all to get some sleep and that they would come back and finish this off strong tomorrow.
Hold on,
so
Guns.
that's effectively where things are at the end.
Pause it. Just a little update here. I mean, listen to this. It was like a funeral. This is before it was even called. This is just as it was approaching the end of the, the end of the night or late into the night. He's talking about how it's a funeral, the vibes, everything like that. Yeah. I did want to just check in with you. I saw the Kamala live stream. The camera switched over to the stage, and there were what looked to be some Secret Service guys getting ready to bring Kamala up. So for your logistics, I was wondering if you wanted to open up that tab and just have it ready. Oh, you do? Great. You're on it. I don't need to.
I'm on it like
you're
white on rice, sir.
It's there. Okay. All right. Let's go back to it.
All right. It's a funeral.
Sleep and that they would come back and finish.
Was that audio you or me? I heard the audio from the.
It shouldn't be this because it's turned off all the way.
Okay. Well, I think it's good now. Okay.
Okay.
Keep it going.
Finish this off strong tomorrow. So that's effectively where things are at the end of the evening. But I got to tell you, Savannah, on a day when so many those close to Kamala Harris really felt like they had the momentum, they felt like the vibes were on their side. It quickly appeared clear that, despite her effort to say that we're not going back, that they may be returning to the figures that haunted Democrats back in 2016, where they just didn't have enough to defeat Donald Trump. That go around, so many blank stares, glum faces, people not so much holding back tears, but certainly unable to crack a smile here. They had been handing out American flags early on. As some of the early numbers were out, they were cheering and waving those flags. But as the night progressed and they watched the returns come in, no more waving flags. In fact, they asked for the television to be muted here with the returns, with the exception of Hawaii, Colorado, other places that Harris won. They turned them on.
Mute the TV. I don't want to see anymore. Give me a white flag. I'll wave the white flag.
Very sad. Very sad. Funny. Finish out the last few seconds and we can move on here.
Okay, let me pull it back just a touch.
Of Hawaii, Colorado, other places that Harris won. They turned them on and got cheers for that. Instead, they blasted music to try to sort of distract from the situation, try to give a little pick-me-up to the people here.
They blasted music to try to distract from the situation. It's so sad. I'm so sad for these people. I will say we could almost start our own betting market, perhaps, because let's see. E-Claw on YouTube says, which accent will Kamala use for her concession speech?
Ooh.
You never know what accent will pop up.
Well, she's at her alma mater, right? It's college campus.
Howard University, yes.
Yeah, she might try to use some young lingo,
Denise says a drunk one, a drunk.
I will
accent.
not cheat this election.
She will definitely be on some substances.
Of course.
I mean,
perhaps horse electrolytes.
How do you pick? I see. That's what she needs. She doesn't need the pharmaceuticals or whatever they're giving to her. Just get this gal on some horse electrolytes. That makes you a real girl boss. You want a girl boss like a cowgirl? Get yourself some horse electrolytes. Okay, now why? Let's play this next clip. MSNBC.
Oh, why is there no sound? What's going on? There should be sound. Oh, here we go. Oh, volume down. That could be why.
I just say really quickly, too. Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States. The Democratic Party, I've always found when you're sitting around talking, they love to just sort of balkanize everybody into these separate groups and say, oh, white people don't like women and black people. No, it is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before, a lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
Right.
A lot
and
of
with other Hispanics, you got some that don't like each other, and some of the most misogynist things.
What in the world? These are supposed to be the non-racists, and they come out. They start with like, "Oh, it's misogyny. It's black misogyny. It's Latino misogyny. It's blah blah blah." And also, Latinos don't like blacks, and the blacks don't like Latinos. We're the tolerant. We're the tolerant diversity culture. It's like, you guys have absolutely lost your mind looking for a reason for this.
Well, who is this? Chris Hayes? Is that who this is?
I believe it's Chris Hayes, and this is Reverend what's his face.
He's the one that has all the clips on No Agenda. No Agenda took all the great clips of him. I forget all the good ones, but yeah. It was interesting because he said, Democrats, you guys need to stop balkanizing the different races.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, that's your whole thing. That your whole thing has been based on balkanizing races and gender, and it's like the whole thing. So it's just funny how they're doubling down on it and making it sound like they're mad. This is like when go ahead. I was going to say a child does something wrong, but the parent getting mad at the child for the wrong reasons, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, or the child saying, "No, the dog did it," or something.
Right.
I mean, the funny part is because they're scolding Democrats for balkanizing the society.
Racist. Yeah.
When it's the media. The media.
They did it right after.
Well, that's the funny part.
It's done to balkanize. The Mexicans and the blacks hate each other.
Well, it's the media blaming the Democrats for balkanizing when the media is the hand of... This is MSNBC, which in recent leaked audio, a person from MSNBC admitted that MSNBC is just the mouthpiece of the Democrat Party. They are they are the mouthpiece. You know, we like to, of course, blame a lot of mainstream media and of course it's all connected and there's influence all over the place, but MSNBC specifically the mouthpiece of the Democrat Party, and here they are going, Democrats, you shouldn't balkanize people, you know, that thing that we have been doing for our own reasons and for your reasons, and we are doing literally right now, talking about
I like how, exactly, they say it and then it takes them 2 seconds to go back to doing just that, balkanizing and categorizing people.
Let's finish out this clip, and then Gons, I actually want to do the white woman clip after this.
Okay. Proofs and say, white people don't like women and black people. No, it is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before. A lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
Right.
A lot of
with other Hispanics, you got some.
Exactly. You know what's funny?
It's crazy.
He's basically saying all that white hate. We're going to be inclusive now. We're going to hate Hispanics. We're going to hate blacks. we're going to hate all of them. We're going to hate everybody now. Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's funny. Okay, let me finish. Sorry.
Don't like each other. And some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men. I mean, misogynist things. So you're absolutely right. It's not simplistic. And we've got to have real honest conversations about it.
Real honest conversation. Wow, that's their attempt at having a real honest conversation. That's great. Well, so we heard it was basically they just named all the minorities and said it was their fault there. Let's see what The View has to say about this.
Did you want to do the Kamala setup?
I want to do the white woman first, and then we'll do the other ones.
White women.
This
first.
Is the
View. Look at you, racist white women first.
I love white women. I'm a big supporter.
Me too. Okay, here. Here it is.
I'm surprised at the result, but I'm not surprised. As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country.
Well, I think it...
Oh, no, that wasn't the white woman clip. Uh-oh, I may have messed up. But anyways,
maybe it's this one. I got another clip from.
You got another one?
Lady. Yep.
52%, right? For Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding. You have Latino men actually voting more for him. And you have, and black men was not the story. We're not the story here because they voted almost 80% for the vice president. Right. So why do you think that uneducated white women voted against their reproductive health freedoms? And why do you think Latino men voted in favor of someone that's going to deport, says he's going to deport the majority of his community?
White women like being called uneducated white women. I think the economy matters, national security matters. But when you put people in these boxes, I think that's a takeaway from this race.
We have 52%.
That is the conservative token. That
she's the conservative token.
Yeah. What is that woman's name? I don't know. Shoot, I can't believe I'm about to Google the cast of The View so I can remember this woman's name. But this, I mean, it's funny because this is the sort of conservative token.
Alyssa Farah?
That could be it.
Griffin?
Yes. Yeah. She generally, fits in. It's not like she's, a Trumper kind of.
Well, she's an
whatever.
ex-Trump staffer, Alyssa Farah Griffin, I believe.
Oh, yeah. That's her then. Yes.
Yep.
So she's supposed to be the token conservative. And it's hilarious when the token conservative, who's not there for any reason except for like FCC rules, basically, she's not even like pro-Trump. She's just saying like, hey, I don't think white women like to be called uneducated, and I don't think we should be putting all the races in these different boxes. But of course, she's a white woman saying this to, I think, a black woman, at least a mixed race woman here. So she's seen as sort of like the enemy of this. So can't tell if it's black men's fault or Latino men's fault or uneducated white women's fault. It's just everybody's fault. Everybody has a hand to play in it, which I think is sort of the most American lesson of the whole thing, which is, hey, every minority that you're mad at right now for not bending the knee, yes, it is their quote unquote fault that your bad candidate lost because there's a bad candidate that your like pet minorities didn't vote for just because you guys are tell them to or they're bad people. They're sort of like digging their own hole here, and to get out of the hole, they just keep digging down. That's first rule. If you're in a hole, stop digging. But they can't help themselves. Now, if you remember Guns, of course, we had Kamala's Joy Cometh in the Morning clip. You want to play that just so people remember?
Here it is.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way.
She was using her black preacher voice for that one, of course, in case where everybody's keeping accents, the accent scorecard. And the hilarious part that was sort of prophetic. I mean, we're not making any claims, but it felt prophetic, especially because the captions, the automatic captions of this speech, when it spelled out "Joy cometh in the morning," spelled it MOURNING, like some mourning you would do
mourning the death
at
of
the
a
funeral,
pet.
or perhaps mourning the end of a failed campaign. And of course, joy cometh in the morning, and there's of course, Joy Behar, who is a member of The View, and it could not be mistaken for fans and non-fans of The View alike today that most of the members of The View cast were wearing black in mourning of Kamala Harris.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Whoopi Goldberg did not get the
It's like
the memo.
they're at a funeral. I know.
She looks like the Predator with her hair. What's going on with her hair? I don't know.
The weirdest thing, that's racist. The weirdest thing was that Whoopi wasn't wearing black. She's got black pants on, but
that's true. You're right. She's black underneath. Yeah.
Yeah. So, who do they blame? I don't know. Look, folks, remember it's not over. Just even scrolling.
It's not over. What's happening right now? What do you think Kamala's doing right now? You think she's on the phone with Barack?
I think she's taking a
Unleash
shot.
the aliens, Bo.
Yeah, are you on the live feed? Yeah, it looks like your live feed's just a tad behind mine. But yeah, so far, keeping an eye. Nothing happening yet. It is a little weird just seeing how far behind your thing is of mine, but I guess it's hard to tell. Maybe mine's. Maybe
Yeah,
mine's
I was
behind.
having this problem yesterday
There
where
it is.
these live streams just continue to fail on YouTube. I have to refresh pretty consistently to keep it going. But
Yeah. Scooting through, just as we're staying realistic about the lawfare and the nonsense that's going to go on for the next 2 months until inauguration, the rigging, the Democrat election denial continues. It's really crazy. Somebody says that she already conceded.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the announcement was she conceded, and this is she's getting ready for her speech. So
Okay.
that's what I heard this morning as well, which is why that earlier clip from MSNBC. I didn't necessarily want to play the whole thing because it was a little outdated, but no biggie, no biggie.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else before? Do you want to thank some producers and then dig into some of the poll gang?
Let's
the poll gangsters.
Let's do some of the weird stuff.
Watching
Yeah,
stuff?
we'll get into some of the weird stuff. Let's thank some producers right now because we're on the value for value model. And these producers are people just like you who realize the actual value, the spiritual value, the spiritual revolution, the rebellion against the powers and principalities of this world, the mammon-ruled economic, necro-capitalist sort of cognitive techno panopticon that we live in, is not only kept alive by our attention, but is funded entirely by our attention when they are gathering our time and attention and selling it to corporations for their own personal gain. I personally have lots of spiritual hangups when it comes to advertising. Of course, lots of people say we should just advertise. People are used to it. We can make some money. But honestly, the idea of gathering up trust and attention and then turning around and selling our most important, like, cosmic spiritual resource, our attention, our brains, our minds, the spirits God has given us, and selling access to that to corporations just for $1, I don't like it. We don't like it. We don't do it. We only exist because producers like you say, wow, I would like this show to continue. I get value. So go to canarycry.support to support with your time, your talent, or your treasure. Whatever you have to give keeps this show alive.
Amen. Oh, you want me to play the thing?
Canarycry.support. Flawless. These people came in financially to support today's show in the amount of $7.77 or more, which entitles them to have a note read on the show. And there's some people who came under that amount. I'm going to start out with somebody who came in last show day, which is producer Damien N.
Damien N, thank you very much.
Yeah, Damien N came in for $36.55. Thank you very much, producer Damien. We have producer Sir Marty K, Knight of the Wrong Timeline, and Knights of the Canary Cry Roundtable of Knights and Dames comes in for $25.25. He's on a 3-episode streak. He has clarified.
He's heating up.
Little bit of a note here. It says, hey, fellas and my fellow Canarians, if you can hear this, you are still alive, and the USSA have not destroyed the world yet. Chatteroonies. It was the deceased Mr. Cooper. God bless his soul. That was from the clip he sent last episode from one of his one of his radio shows. Quote, the hour of our time. I found and clipped his speech out. And yes, he was shot outside his house in 2001 by the police. Yikes. If I can make a request, I'm still donating to you with tube money. That's 1979, his birth year, a month. I think I was thinking since the first goal is reach, can you maybe put those money in a font for a new computer? Fund for a new computer for Gons. Yes. So that is part of the canarycry.tube goal. And those who are coming in monthly is for equipment. And so, yes, that a lot of that is going towards Gonzo's computer. But of course, yes, if you would like your full amount to go to Gonzo's computer, we can do that. So he can get a new one instead of Basil spending them on his replica and doing his own research on OnlyFans. Okay, Sir Marty. Sir Marty. Remember
doxing doxing Basil.
No, he's just being a funny guy.
I know,
There's
I'm joking.
Remembering, there's no good research to be done on OnlyFans. Trust me, I've tried. Just kidding. I have not. I have not. It's a joke. Remember, on OnlyFans, fan is a lonely fan. LOL. That's funny. Lonely fans. Yeah. He's on strike. Thank you, Sir Marty Kane. Out of the wrong timeline, you little rascal.
Appreciate you.
Next up, we got producer Deborah S. coming in for 1111.
Deborah S. 1111.
Thank you, Deborah. A little note. Basil and Gons, I'm so thankful for all your time and research you do for each show. I thank the Lord for your faithfulness. Thank you very much, Deborah.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
very nice.
Very kind.
Rubio in the YouTube chat is asking, can you report on age group voting? Interested in how Harris lost the youth vote. Yeah, I think the beginning of this show. I don't know if you came in late, Rubio, but if you listened to the beginning of the show, we went through that and the young men issue. Next up, we got producer Gene B. came in for $10. Thank you very much, Gene B.
Gene B, thank you.
We got producer Mark A. coming in for $21.10. Thank you.
Hey, Mark A.
Now, call the producers, Gons. We've got a producer call.
Let's do it.
Producers, assemble!
For those who don't know, we got the producers coming in with their time, their talent, or their treasures, but we also got the producers. The producers. Is anybody listening to me right now praying for the show, praying for the producers of the show, hearing the prayer requests, writing them down, praying for them? There's thousands of you out there, and you can join the producers anytime, including right now. Mark A. says, calling all producers, please pray for my daughter. Her name is Amelia, and she is almost 5. She was just diagnosed with precocious puberty. We have to take her Friday for more testing to find out what is making her body change so early. Excuse me, horse electrolyte burp. Basically, the outcomes range from we don't know to she could have a tumor. My wife and I are very scared. Please pray that our baby is okay. Shalom, Mark A. and family. Yes, producers, we're putting Amelia on the list here, who is experiencing precocious puberty at almost 5 years old. We pray for Amelia and God's miracle-working power to heal and make right what has gone wrong with all the toxins and poisons and nonsense going on in all of our products and our food and our environment that is wreaking havoc on things like hormones, endocrine systems, and especially on younger people. These things are hidden everywhere. It is only at the sort of malicious actions of those who are creating the reality around us, be that products or narratives or whatever, that is affecting people like Amelia. And we pray that God put everything back where it needs to be, and that his glory be recognized in whatever happens. Thank you very much, Mark A. and family and producers. Write that one down. Pray for continually. Next up, we've got producer Elio coming in for $8.88.
Elio, thank you very much.
39 episodes in a row.
39. Thank you, Elio.
We also have Sir Casey the Shield Knight coming in again with $7.77.
Sir Casey.
Sir Casey, the Shield Knight.
You want to play Sir Casey's jingle there for us?
Did you not hear it just now?
Oh, you know what's so weird? I listened to that, and as I'm listening to it, I'm thinking, oh, I got to remind Gons to play Sir Casey's jingle. It's the horse electrolytes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's electrolytes. I was telling you, nobody should take the horse electrolytes. Okay, you just don't do it. You feel great. I feel great. You shouldn't do it. I feel great.
Feel great.
Peak performance.
Thinking great.
This is peak.
You're thinking
male,
more like a horse.
Peak male performance here. 485 episodes in a row from Sir Casey.
Ooh.
Thank you. Little note says, it is Tuesday, my dudes. Happy election day. Come what may. May God's will be done. Yah bless y'all. Thank you very much, Sir Casey.
Thank you, Sir Casey.
We did it again. We forgot to play the Wednesday jingle.
Oh, you want me
We
to play
gotta
it?
remember. We gotta play those. Why did we stop playing that?
I don't know.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Wednesday.
Hey guys, know what day it is? It's Wednesday. It's time for the Canary Cry News Talk. Yeehaw!
Thank you very much. That's all of our producers who came in for $7.77 or more. We have some people who came under that. They're on streaks. Thank you so much. We're going to thank you at another time. Gons, if you pop over to the Kamala Harris stream, something is happening. Somebody came up to the podium and then my stream cut out. Some woman came up to the podium, made an announcement. Will you put it on the screen? Yeah, okay. Is yours still working? What is she saying?
I think I got to back it. Sometimes like the live is
Here she
a little
goes.
wonky.
Put the audio. Let's see what she says.
It's not really playing. Here we go. Live, folks. We're live. Uh-oh. It's glitching. Too many people are trying to watch.
Yours is glitching too.
Glitching.
Yeah, mine was glitching too. Okay, strange.
Yes, the aliens are coming. Let's go.
Uh-oh, something's going on.
She's going to walk out
going
and
on.
blah, 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 she's a reptilian. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh no, Kamala, what's going on? All right, Sir Darren is keeping an eye on it for us too. Says nothing yet. All right. Well, thank you to our producers who come in financially. Thank you so much, especially to the monthly producers. This show would not exist at all if it weren't for our supply drop producers, our T-shirt council producers, our canarycry.tube producers, and all producers who come in on a monthly basis, building us that foundation that allows us to actually even plan ahead to do the show. So thank you to all of you who are monthly producers. Just a quick reminder, folks, supply drop. Supply drop's coming up, the Q4 supply drop. If you have never been on the supply drop, if you never want to be on the supply drop again, sign up for the fourth quarter. Just sign up for this quarter so you will receive the Canary Cry calendar. The Canary Cry calendar is a treasured object. It is an artifact completely created by producers of the show. It is a calendar chock full of dates, not only just art from producers of the show. Some of our best artists make the art for the calendar, but also the entire year. The entire year is chock-a-block full of dates important to biblical prophecy, secret societies, American history, history of the show. The list just goes on and on and on. It is one of the most treasured objects our producers get. And I'm telling you, if you've never gotten one, get one this year. Sign up for the supply drop right now by going to Canary Cry Supply Drop. If you want to turn it off in January, turn it off in January. But I want people to get this calendar.
Sir Ike had a message about the
play it.
The supply drop.
Hey, Canary family, this is Sir Ike here. I need to give all of these supply droppers notice that the Q3, which has had some delays with it, should be going out, Lord willing, tomorrow. I'm hoping to be able to get them all processed. So if you have a change of address, today will be the last day to notify me before those can go out the door. Also, all of the international people out there, I'm going to hold off on shipping those until Q4 because we are really close to being able to actually process that one out as well, and I will just combine the shipping on those. So if you have any questions on that for all you international folks, give me an email. It's canarycrysupply.drop@gmail.com. Thanks.
Stick around. Don't go anywhere, folks. If you're a supply dropper and you need to change your address, email, listen to my words right now. Don't tune out. Listen to my words. canarycrysupply.drop@gmail.com. Send your new address to that email, canarycrysupply.drop@gmail.com. Thank you, Sir Ike. And folks, you heard it. Sir Ike said it. The Q4, it's already getting in processing. So if you want to get the calendar, you got to sign up soon. You cannot wait. Do not wait till November. I think the deadline is well, it is November now. The deadline is coming very soon. So go sign up now. Do not miss out. canarycrysupply.drop.com. All right. One last thing. The meetups. Go to canarycrymeetups.com. There's a meetup this Saturday.
That's
and what a better occasion. Northwest Indiana meetup. If you go to canarycrymeetups.com, you can see there's Northwest Indiana meetup on November 9th. That's Saturday in Merrillville. at the Region Cat Cafe at 4 Central Time, and then Aladdin Pita. Yo, now is the time to connect with other Canarians in your area. If you are in or around a mid-sized metropolitan area in America, there are other Canarians near you. You can put on a meetup yourself. Just pick a time, pick a place, send us an email at canarycryradio@gmail.com, and we'll put you on there. You can meet some other Canarians in your
Looks
area.
like Indiana was red, but it borders one of the only blue states out in that mid-east area, Illinois.
Where's Merrillville?
It's northeast.
Northwest.
Or it's northwest. Okay.
Northwest. So it's in that
bordering
blue
Michigan.
area. No,
Michigan. Michigan went red, huh? Michigan.
You're going the
I
wrong
think it's
way.
in.
West is the opposite
Oh,
direction.
yeah, sorry. I was right
West,
before.
West.
I had a,
look.
Yeah,
look,
yeah. Okay, I'm right.
Yeah, it looks like the bluish side of.
That's what I was saying. Bordering Illinois. Yeah.
Of northern Indiana. Yeah. Okay. Well, get out there, northern Indianians. Okay. You want to break down some stuff from election day?
Check private message and let's do election day stuff here.
It's Latin for many. Tick. They'll suck your blood. Politics. Your blood.
Ah, yes. Okay, we're going to go fast. Some interesting things going on election day. We are all I'm sitting there going like, okay, where's the cheating? What's the thing? Where's the alerts? I was watching X. X had all sorts of claims being made, but it was hard to confirm these things. And so after all this happened with seemingly without an event, a big exciting, cheating event or whatever, we go, okay, well, what's going on? What happened? Why? What could have possibly stopped this whole thing besides the too big to rig and the this and the that? X had some claims about some busing going on. There were some people, tracking some buses. There was some this, there was some that. But if you're wondering how things sort of, may have brought some accountability to boots on the ground there, because of course Democrats famous for having the boots on the ground operations on lockdown. This is Fox News. GOP Pennsylvania poll watchers admitted after initially being turned away, the RNC says. Long story short, well, let me give you this. Republican National Committee co-chair Laura Trump tells Fox and Friends that GOP poll watchers are now being admitted into various facilities in Pennsylvania after initially being turned away. So one thing that we have heard talk of in the past couple months, but came to a head here, is the Republicans' ground game. Legally, having the poll watchers show up at the polls, hundreds of thousands of them, and also deploying sort of an army of boots-on-the-ground lawyers to be able to act quickly when things happen, like Pennsylvania polling stations start denying poll watchers access to the polls. Now, poll watching it's a very, it's a legal thing. There's lots of rules around it. And Republicans had this all set up ahead of time and were getting turned away. And then that's when the GOP sort of army of boots on the ground lawyers immediately went to town and got these poll watchers access to. Yeah.
I think it's happening. I think Kamala's walking out. People are
I don't see
cheering.
Her. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Gangsta. She's wearing all black. Well, I guess it's brown, maybe?
Purple?
No, I don't think it's purple. Ah, come on. Why does this thing always do that?
Oh, no.
This channel just keeps losing.
Crash.
It does it like every minute, every couple minutes.
She's walking out. She's clapping. She looks happy. She does not look sad.
No,
She's got a big smile.
She's
got a big smile.
She knows something's up. Turn into an alien now.
Good afternoon.
Oh. She's got the preacher voice.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Okay, let's get on with it.
Good afternoon.
Let's go, Kamala. Oh no.
Sir Darren says turn down the quality.
Thank you.
Turn down the quality on the little settings thing. Yeah, turn it down to.
Oh, that's speed. Sorry, I'm messing this up. Quality. Let's do it.
Put it to 4. Put it to
480.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Thank you. Thank you. So let me say, and I love you back. And I love
Obama.
you back.
Obama.
So let me say, my heart is full today. My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me.
She's relieved she didn't win.
Full of love
Yeah, she
for
is.
our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not
Oh no!
of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
Oop, little break in the voice.
The Promethean flame will fight. Oh, this girl's
As
crying.
long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting.
Dog whistle.
Wait a
Dog
minute.
whistle.
Hold on.
Dog
She
whistle.
brought out
Never
the
get
fight.
up. Never give up and fight. Dog whistle.
Wow. Okay. Oh, there
Keep
it
it
goes again.
going. You can't
stream-
stop
the
it. It's
stream
going to
just
give
keeps-
up on you.
Oh, I gotta
To Governor Walz and the Walz family, I know your service to our nation will continue.
to the window, to the walls.
And to my extraordinary team, to the volunteers who gave so much of themselves, to the poll workers and the local election officials,
Yay.
Those rebel lawyers.
I thank you all. Look, I am so proud of the race we ran, and the way we ran it. Over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional.
Oh, come on.
We've been
This is a horrible
intentional.
More in common than what separates us. Now, I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it.
From joy.
But we
to
must
happiness.
accept the results of this election.
Okay.
Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
Yay! Yay!
What transition do you think she's talking about? Transition into another gender, another maybe the afterlife.
Okay.
A lot of tears in the audience. A lot of people crying. in the
Yeah, it's very
audience.
sad.
A fun
Ah, come on. This is horrible. I don't like YouTube.
or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. At the same time, in our nation, we owe loyalty not to a president or a party, but to the Constitution of the United States. And loyalty to our conscience and to our God. My allegiance to all three is why I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
Jeez Louise. Maybe back it up a little bit. Don't keep it up right on the edge.
I didn't make a difference.
I am here to say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation, the ideals that reflect America at our best.
Okay.
That
She sounds like more. She sounds more presidential now that she's lost than she
I
did
know. It's
ever
just,
before.
It's very strange. That's
Very
what I mean.
weird.
I think
Yeah.
she's happy that she didn't win because this is the best thing, the best performance she's ever given. Let's see what that last sentence was there.
freedom to make decisions about their own body and not have their government telling them what to do.
Kill the babies.
We will never give up the fight to protect our schools and our streets from gun violence.
All right.
it's
Why
gonna
don't you
be the
keep
same
that
talking points,
keep that muted for a while? Don't exit out. Keep it muted maybe, and we can let it roll. I am just seeing. I put a link in the thing for you underneath the election day and above the China guns. This
Above
is
the
being
China.
yeah above the China. This is being dropped on X, and I wanted to see it. It's a clip from Fox News.
Okay.
You see it there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an X post. It's an X post, but
Sure.
it's a clip from Fox News.
At least I know on X the clips won't refresh in the middle of the stream, but I guess that's a embed video, not a
I'll have
thing.
I'll
Here we
have-
go. You ready?
Oh,
What's up?
yeah. Sorry, I'm just keeping Kamala on low, just to see if she says anything while you do this. Talking about waging the war in different ways, in living
of
our
course.
lives. Yeah. Okay. Play this clip. This just came out.
We have some news about special counsel Jack Smith, this man right here. Donald Trump said recently that he would fire Jack Smith, quote, within 2 seconds of taking office. Well, we found out that he may not have that opportunity. The reason is that the Department of Justice, where Jack Smith works, cannot prosecute a sitting president. Fox News is told that Jack Smith will be gone from his post as special counsel, meaning the cases will be gone before Trump takes the oath of office at noon on January 20th. This is the documents case, though that was dropped already by Judge Eileen Cannon back over the summer, and it's on appeal, but also this case for Trump's alleged efforts to try to overturn the 2020 election. So given the fact DOJ policy says you cannot prosecute a sitting president, expect Jack Smith cases to be done. The last case, and I'll end on this, is that Atlanta case that deals with the 2020 elections. That's a local Georgia case. We've seen over the last year how that has played out with Fonnie Willis, Nathan Wade. That has many problems, many different delays. So the bottom line for my story to all of you right now, Donald Trump's legal problems have essentially all gone away since he won last night.
Ooh. Okay. All right. There you go. I mean, that was a big
new age.
That was definitely a big question. Remember the months and months and months of pontificating whether, if he gets elected, if he'll be sentenced, will he be president from jail? This seems to be a pretty clear-cut thing. We're like, nope, we can't do it if he's president, so we're just going to drop everything. They could have told us that 6 months ago if that was the way.
I think there was, conservative talk shows and whatnot were pointing that out, so it's not a surprise. But also, it's interesting that it's in Georgia. And Georgia was so red. It was so. I mean, a lot of the country was red, but man, Georgia. I mean, there's only a handful of counties that looks like that were blue. So,
yep, looks different from 2020 though.
Very different.
Yeah. Okay. Well, holy smokes! There we go. Okay, things happening live.
So, just to touch back on the, you want to touch back on the lawyers that?
Oh yeah. Well, just to wrap it up, I know you're gonna have to pick the kids up here soon, but the long story short was that the Republican ground game made a huge difference. I mean, if we were expecting, secret ballots to be pulled out from under a table, if we're expecting double counts, now there are some recounts going to be going on. However, everything's called. The concession is made. There's some recounting of like 30,000 ballots in Pennsylvania. Probably not enough to do anything. Speaking of Pennsylvania, the Amish may have been the group of people to turn this thing around. This New York Post. Amish turnout for Pennsylvania vote in unprecedented numbers, says the source. From what I'm hearing and reading, Guns, it looks like it may have been the Amish who made the difference.
Yeah.
You know, there's lots of videos, clips. We're not going to bring them here, but of poll watchers, of people making content at the polls, just hordes, caravans of the Amish rolling up.
In horse and carriage. Was that them?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes,
That's
of
amazing.
course. Yeah, with Trump signs and stuff like this.
Yeah, just before we move on too far from that last story that we kind of got cut off with the Kamala thing, but just having all the lawyers ready to go, the sentiment, I don't know if Trump said this directly, but the sentiment was that, Trump had unleashed hundreds of thousands of lawyers ready to go, just ready to just attack any kind of nonsense. But it's also, well, it speaks to sort of the new, I guess, the new age of lawfare. Yeah, the new age of lawfare.
Actual
you got to have boots on the ground lawyers.
Soldiers. Yeah.
Right. To write decree so you can do things in the world.
Which, by the way, has been a far left tactic for many years now. We saw this in 2020. The green hats, which were lawyers participating or at least present at things like George Floyd riots and stuff, where they were just there. They said they were there to observe, but turns out they were there to immediately take legal action against police, immediately bail people out of jail for committing crimes, like this actual boots on the ground legal lawfare foot soldiers.
Right, and the one thing that's very apparent to me with this type of action to sort of try to maintain some kind of integrity with these elections is this idea that, before we always talked about, you got the central government and they're spying on everybody, right? And certainly that is the case to a large degree. But also now we live in this virtual panopticon situation where it's not just the central tower that is monitoring everyone's behavior. We are monitoring each other's behavior. We're turning into the surveillance state itself because we're making sure there's no shenanigans going on and everybody's watching everybody. It's kind of a different type of world. That's part of the decentralization of the intelligence apparatus. So,
and
just wanted to make that point.
Another willing step into the constitutional techno-populist movement. It's a panopticon. It's just in a different form. Right. It's a conservative form, so it's good.
Right. It's got good ethics instead of immoral ethics.
Also some ground game. There was a clip on X. I don't know if we want to do it, but it was, you could just do it without sound. But long story short, there were some Republicans doing their own busing game, bringing around a little school bus and inviting homeless people to get on the bus and go vote. And certainly, who knows what the numbers on that are, but it's another example of Republicans actually activating a ground game, which they basically had none of in 2020. I mean, they had some, but obviously not enough.
It's interesting because as we go into the technocratic populism here, the ground game is the thing. IRL stuff, like real life things, is going to be more important, or readjusted as more important, and the digital side of things sort of being the second layer to it. But there was a bomb threat, Basil. It kind of got lost in the mix of everything that happened yesterday. But there was a bomb threat, and the Georgia Secretary of State did give a statement about it. It's a very brief one. It starts off with a question asking about this threat.
Threats at polling places that we've heard about, one bomb threat. Have you heard any other verifiable threats at any polling places?
We've heard some threats that were of Russian origin, and so I don't know how to describe if that's viable. We don't think they are, but in the interest of public safety, you always check that out, and we'll just continue to be very responsive when we hear about stuff like that. We identified the source, and it was from Russia.
Can you elaborate on that? What kind of threats?
As he said, it's a bomb threat.
So, Russia, and you're confident of the Russians who did?
Yeah, just like we had the DDoS attack on Monday, October 14th, 420,000, pings, denial of service from Russians. So we added that interface that said, I am a human, I'm not a robot. So they're up to mischief, it seems, and they don't want us to have a smooth, fair, and accurate election. And anything they can get us to fight among ourselves, they can count that as a victory. So that tells you a little bit about the Russians. They're not our friends. Anyone that thinks they are hasn't been reading the newspapers. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Hasn't been reading the newspaper.
Who reads newspapers in 2024?
even more the point, if you're not believing the media, then you're wrong.
Then you're
what
wrong.
He's saying.
Right,
and
right,
of course, I mean, we don't need to go into the technical aspects of identifying things from Russia. Anybody could make anything look like it came from Russia,
coming from anywhere.
unless it was over on the phone. Maybe it was on the phone, and it was like a Putin voice, like, "Hello, I know there's election today. You watch out, I'm coming. I have a little gift for you." Maybe that's.
Well, speaking of Russia, real quick here, a couple of headlines to sort of. Fill us in on the reaction of our overseas friends to the Trump presidency. We have Russia, or at least, what is this? Politico.eu with the headline, Putin not planning to congratulate Trump, Kremlin says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not planning on congratulating
Not happy.
Trump.
Well, he did endorse Kamala over there.
That's true.
So he was upset. He's he's mad. He took out another one of his constituents because he was so mad. Pushed him out the window.
Shedding tears alongside his fellow they-thems. And, I'm sorry, Putin. This is just the way American politics works.
Yeah, but also Reuters had a little bit of a different take because Reuters said Kremlin says, let's see if Trump victory will help end Ukraine war. Okay.
We will see. We'll wait and see. Let's find out. He said he'd do it on day one. Let's see if it works.
Mm-hmm.
BRICS News, the BRICS, what is it called? Currency group? No, I know it's an X account.
It's an organization. It's Brazil, Russia.
No, we know what it is, but
Yeah.
what is it called? There's a special name. It doesn't matter. It's a trade group or something. It's all of America's enemies basically trying to destroy the dollar. Their X account came in, just said, just in, China says it hopes for a peaceful coexistence with the United States. Quote, we respect the choice of the American people. Oh, that's nice.
In a picture of Xi, like a Photoshop picture of Xi.
Very nice. Thank you, China. We appreciate that. Thank you, BRICS. Thank you, BRICS, apparently.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that's basically it. We had some stuff, but we can't go too much deeper into it. There were some astronauts, the astronauts that got brought back by SpaceX, who were trapped because of Boeing. Here's a headline from Daily Mail. Mystery as 4 NASA astronauts are rushed to hospital without explanation after returning from space. Oh no, a crew of 4... Space. Wanna go to space? NASA astronauts was recently hospitalized without explanation after returning to Earth on SpaceX's Dragon capsule. After spending more than 200 days on the ISS, the crew 8 astronauts splashed down. They got home. They're in the hospital. Mystery disease, aliens in their tummy, right in time for the golden age, Gons.
There's a couple highlights here from the story.
Space
Following
COVID.
The mysterious space COVID. Following the mysterious incident, the NASA safety panel told SpaceX to focus on crew safety as they prepare for future crewed missions to the ISS. During a meeting of the Aerospace Safety Advisory Panel on October 31st, former astronaut and committee member Kent Rominger listed a series of, quote, recent issues with SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket and Dragon spacecraft. So something about the ride home. Maybe they had like broken bones or something.
Maybe they spent too much time in space.
Well, here's the thing. Living on the ISS does take a toll on astronauts' health, and the longer they stay, the more severe these health issues can be. Following long-term space missions, astronauts are known to suffer from bone and muscle loss, vision problems, kidney stones, cardiovascular issues, and other health conditions. Basil, I think I've been saying this for a long time, that all the space exploration stuff, our bodies are not made to be up there, right?
No.
So all of it is part of the transhuman agenda. You need to upgrade your DNA to be able to withstand space travel, and therefore, everyone that goes to space are just basically becoming a hybrid Nephilim or something.
You got to get your COVID shot. You need your COVID shot in order to make it to Mars.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for everything, for tuning into this post-election show. We wish we could go 2 more hours, but we cannot. But the history continues. History goes on, and thanks for continuing on with us here. Thank you to all of our producers coming in with their time, their talent, or their treasure. Boy, you see the Bitcoin price recently? You seen the Dow pop up 1,500 points? Somebody out there's feeling pretty good and ready to produce the show in one way or another. Go sign up for Canary Cry Supply Drop, canarycrysupply.com. If that's you, let the powers that be know that independent media is what the people want. And
Woo,
of
we're
course,
at all-time highs on Bitcoin right now.
Exactly.
$76,000. Woo.
This exact moment.
That is crazy.
Sir Darren out of the Hungry Panda is asking for a bell. You might as well give him a bell. I mean, that's important. He needs a bell. Give him a bell. We'll give anybody who wants a bell gets a bell. It's a celebration. Okay, but keep your eyes open, folks. The drama is not over. Anything can happen in the next couple months. So we will stay on top of it so you can stay on top of it. Remember, canarycrymeetups.com. Support the show at canarycry.support. Share the show with your friends. Thank you to producers who come in with their time. Here's the thing. You can produce a show in so many ways. Our time stampers selflessly give of their time for the show and the rest of us. Thank you, time stampers.
Time stampers. Sorry. Getting that ready here. Here we go.
Timestamp, it's hard work. Timestamp.
That's right. The timestamp show. Who are we thinking today?
Timestamp. I believe we are thinking. Let me just double check to make sure here. Yep, Morgan E. coming in.
Thank you very much,
episode.
Morgan
Thank you very
E.
much,
Thank you for that. Just real quick before people start logging off, make sure to hit the like button on this video wherever you are. That would help us out quite a bit. Also, what else? There's something else. I kind of forget what it was. Yeah. Thanks. What? Okay, Clippies. Thanks. Let's thank the Clippies. The Clippies are on top of it.
Clippy on those videos. Thanks.
Those of you tuned in yesterday, we got some clips. Clips are going out there. We got clips.
Let's
Share
go.
the clips. Like the
Let's
clips.
go.
The
We have to take over the world, Basil, with clips.
The system has been complete. The clips are going to be going out there. Thank you to Jolmes, Kristen, and Courtney S. for your help on those clips. Make sure to interact with those. Share those with your friends, people, when you see them out in social media world. Remember to join the text message alert program. I forgot to mention this a couple episodes. Hundreds of people are on the text message alert program. That's just a way to make sure you get alerted when the show goes live. Don't worry, we don't take any personal information. We don't rent out the list or nothing. All you get to do is get to be reminded that we're going live. You can also text us back at that number if you wish. We can't carry on a conversation, but we love the messages that come in there. We read them in the pre-show. It's a very fun time. Everybody's doing it. You should too. Text the word Canary to 877-740-3226. Again, that's Canary to 877-740-3226. Thank you to the Sentinel for the Telegram channel. Thank you to Adam42 for the Discord. Remember, you can join those communities over at canarycry.party, canarycry.party. You'll get links to all those places if you're a Telegram or Discord person. Thank you to Jam for the links. Thank you to Joe for the feedback. Thank you to Clank for clanking all around. And just share the show, folks. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it in a unique and exciting way that harnesses the powers, the unique talents and gifts that God has given you. Some of you should go ahead and strap up that horse and buggy, go trotting into the Amish village near you, and let them know that a podcast exists out there in alignment with their values, in that the technocratic dystopia is an enemy to God's people. We could get some Amish on board. They might not listen, but they would be supportive. So tell every Amish person you know.
Somebody can go near the Amish and just blast the show out of their car or something. And they
yeah, or memorize it, print out a transcript, and repeat it back to them like a piece of theater. You know, we don't want them to bend on their values, but you could perform the show live to them, at them. Other than that, share the show. We call it rattling cages. All you got to do is walk right up to them, grab them by the cage, and then you shake it.
The end of the world occurred pretty much as we had predicted.
I want to shake things up, stir up some controversy, rattle a few cages. Hey, stop that! You'll never silence me. I'm the last angry man, a crusader for the little guy. Leave the bird alone. Never. Rattle a few cages. Rattle a few few cages.
The human race will have every opportunity to improve.
And if they don't?
Ask Noah.
That's right. Just ask Noah. Gons, you got any last words?
Thank you, everybody. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. We shall prosper.
We shall endure. We shall endure. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Canary Cry News Talk. Make sure to tune in next time. But until then, think outside the cage.
Do not come back, you Nazi psychopath.
This is not about freedom or personal choice.
It will kill.
I love the Great Reset.
Armageddon's on the way. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
I'll keep you warm and safe, and my people too.
Give me a break. I've ordered more pills than anyone in the world. This is the United States of America, for God's sake. Feed him more.
Let's invite some dudes over and fellowship tonight.
Remember, reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Buy gold. Buy!
Circle back, but I'll have to circle back. Circle back, but I'll have to circle back. Circle back, but I'll have to circle back. I'm happy to circle back. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back on that one. Circle back with you. It's an interesting question, but we'll circle back.
Value for value. We take no money from corporations, commies, or cartels.
Canary cry, not suppose.